So good evening one and all. Welcome to Pantech e-learning. Today we are going to see about data science and IoT, how the data science is working, and then what is the use, what we will do with IoT. Okay, so this program is conducted by college, the Knowledge Institute of Technology, Salem, and then this program is organized by Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Okay, so today topic is about data science and IoT. I like to give thanks to the Knowledge Institute of Technology, and then special thanks to Department of Computer Science HODs, and then faculty members, and then coordinators who conducting this wonderful webinar on data science and IoT. Okay, so today's session is all about first we will give the introduction to data science and IoTs, and then process of IoTs, and what are the hardwares available in IoTs, and then sensors, and then cloud platforms for Internet of Things, and introduction to data science. Okay, so these are the table of contents we are covering in today's session. And if you like to work with me, you can download the dataset which I given in the description. You can check it out. Okay, so we can work with using Google Collab. It's an online medium only. Okay, so we can work with Google Collab with together. Okay, so first I will give the introduction only. So what you have to do means just to download the dataset in your PC, and then later we will discuss about how we can work on with Google Colab, and then how we can develop one simple data science project using that dataset. Okay, so the dataset link given in description, so check it out. So first of all, introduction. So introduction is nothing but about Internet of Things only. Okay, so first we need to communicate that device. Okay, so because Internet of Things means it will be consisting of sensors, and then measures, and then some connectivity, and then some devices. Okay, so we are covering this all the thing within one community. Okay, so first one thing is communicating the device using internet. Okay, and after that, cloud connecting device and data storage. That is, if you are collecting the sensor data in your using any sensors, if you are collecting a data, we can't directly get those data, right? So we will save somewhere, and then we will retrieve the data for data science part. So where we have to save, either we can save it real time, otherwise we can save it in cloud also. Okay, so we have some open source cloud, and then some free clouds also available. We can save those data to the cloud. Okay, example, ThinkSpeak is one of the cloud to save the collected our sensor data values through the cloud. Okay, so the cloud connecting device, and then data storage. Okay, so we need some storage to save our data. Then sensing and collecting the data from the nature. Okay, that is, if you place any sensor from anywhere, like humidity sensor or temperature sensor or vibrate sensor, like that, anything you are introduced into a new environment, so it will be collect the data from the environment, right? So those data will be transferred to the cloud, but the sensor need to collect the data. Okay, so that is sensing and collecting the data from the net. After this, if you complete those things, we will get some important data from the sensors. Using those important data, we will do some graph analysis or machine learning prediction results, or like that. Okay, like anything. Okay, so after you are getting those data, you can download the data from directly using some API key, using cloud. If you are saving the data in the cloud, we need to use some API key to download the data set directly through your program, and then you can do the process of data analyzing. Otherwise, we need to download the data set manually and do the process of things. Okay, so this is the overall architecture what we are doing with IoT with data science. Okay, so now the dataset which I gave in the description link, it's already downloaded dataset only. So using that only we are going to build the data science project. Okay, so if you are free and if you are ready to work with me, you can download the dataset. I will show you how we can import the dataset through the Google Collab, and then how we can create a new notebook file, and then how we can develop them data analysis code. Okay, so be ready with one browser. I will tell you how we can do. So here you can see the main objective. Okay, so main objective of the IoT architecture is, so here we are collecting the sensor or actuators or smart devices. Sensor, we know, smart devices also we know. So smart devices is nothing but our wearable devices like watches, smart watches. So it will be, smart watches also have some sensor data, right? So using those data we can build. After we are doing this one, but actuator is different. Actuator is nothing but it will be consist with some motors or any other tools. Okay, so usually that based on that it will be work. So that is the thing, we are collecting the data from the environment. After we collecting the data from the environment, we are saving into the cloud. So cloud, here we have cloud we have, and then after that we can access the data through streaming processor. Otherwise we can access the data with some of the API keys also. Okay, so here streaming processor, so sensor will be send the data to the data warehouse. At the time we will definitely get some data leak also, and then if we are with controlling some application, we can build the models, and then after building the model, using those data we will build the machine learning models. Okay, so this is what we are going to see in today's webinar. So please ready with, I will tell you how we can build the model using our sensor values of data. Okay, so this is the basic architecture, and now we can read the definitions of IoT. Means definitely we will comes to know what is the use of exactly Internet of Things. Okay, so Internet of Things is nothing but it's the beginning of machine taking over the world. Okay, so the IoT is when every day produce such as a refrigerators, watches, speakers and more connect to the internet and to one another, and the IoT is already transforming our home and workplace. Okay, so we are using some chatbot applications, and we are using some watches, speakers, Bluetooth speakers and refrigerators. So this and all comes under IoT only. Okay, so this is the IoT definition that we do. When we see about processes, what are the processes we can do with this. Okay, so here you can see, first of all we need to collect the data, right? So here we are collecting the data in some sensors. So this is the first process, collection of data value from the sensors. After we are collecting the data value from the sensors, we need to download that data set. So using any communication medium, that is using internet or big data analytics, we are downloading the data set, and after downloading the data set we are doing for analyzing the data set. Okay, so how much temperature is there, or how much prediction value is there. Using some graph we will analyze the data set. That is the third part, and after third we will act. Okay, using some applications we can act according to the trained model. Okay, so this is the process we are going to see, And here one of the example for intelligent lighting. Okay, so here it's a real-time example for intelligent lighting. So intelligent lighting is all about based upon the activity in home, that is human activity in home. The lights will be turned on automatically and turn off automatically. So here we have a full architecture of how the model will be work. Okay, so based upon the past data we are training the model. After we are training the model, we will develop this about how, what is the use of this thing. Okay, it's intelligent lighting. Then hardware. So if we have sensors, the sensors will collect the data, but after we collecting the sensor data, we need to transfer those data through any medium, right? So like through cloud or through, we need to stream. So for streaming purpose, to saving into the cloud purpose, we need something, right? So we need some hardware. That hardware need to transfer those collected data to somewhere. Okay, otherwise if you are giving any condition, based upon the condition the hardware want to act. Okay, so if the person, anybody entering into the room, we need to turn on the automatic lights. If the person outside of the room, need to turn off the light. So like that we need to do some process, means we need some hardware, right? Because sensor is the used to only collecting the data, but after collecting the data, based upon the data we need to act something, means we need to do with hardware only. So what are the hardwares available means, first one Arduino. So most of the persons will be know about the Arduino. So Arduino is all about it's a development board. So here we have a n number of pins, that is digital input and output pins, and then we have different type of USB jacks and DC power jack and 3 volt low power dropout regulator and power pins and all we have. So based upon the digital input output pins and power pins and analog pins, we will connect through the sensors, otherwise we will connect to the light. Okay, so for example I want to develop an automatic light system. Automatic light system means we need to connect with the sensors and light. So automatically if we write any condition programs, any Python or C or C++ program and come to the hardware, means automatically we can detect. If we automatically the lights will be turned on, sensor will be not detect the person, means automatically. Okay, so this and all based upon the some of the hardware system. So one of the hardware is Arduino development board, and we have next one NodeMCU. So NodeMCU also one of the open source IoT platform. Here we can run the anything. Okay, so using open hardware, using cloud also we can connect our NodeMCU and we can run it. Okay, then next one sensors. What are the sensors available for data science means, to collect the data means, first one is machine vision. It's a ambient light, that is optical ambient light sensor. Most of the in our mobile phone mostly used this sensors only, and then motion and then temperature sensor, and then humidity moisture sensor, and then sound and vibration. So here this also available in our mobile phone, and chemical gases, and then flow, and then like load, torque, steam level conditions, and leak and level sensors, and electric magnetic sensors, and acceleration. In your phone, if you are tilting the mobile phone, automatically the screen will be changed into horizontal or vertical, right? So like for that purpose we are using this acceleration. Each and every sensor is very easy. Why? Because we are daily using most of the sensors in our mobile phone itself. Okay, sensors available in your mobile, and what the uses of means, it's almost completed about sensors. But here some of the sensors like ultrasonic sensor. Okay, so ultrasonic sensor will be measured the distance. Okay, mostly we can use these sensors for cars. Okay, so when we take reverse means we can use this in the opposite obstacles, and then we can calculate the distance using this ultrasonic sensor. Not only for cars, we can use mostly for any other things also. Okay, and we have IR sensor, that is sensors will be have totally two LEDs, one is receiver and one is and what are the cloud platform available in for IoT means here you can see this is the things we are doing with the cloud platform, but one of the main open source user for, and it will be useful and very easy to interact with ThinkSpeak cloud. So here we have different type of cloud. One is ThinkWork 8 IoT platform, and Microsoft Azure also we have a cloud, on Google Cloud and AWS IoT platform, and Cisco IoT, Salesforce IoT, ThinkSpeak and GE predicts. Okay, so ThinkSpeak only, and it will be easy to use. But apart from this, we have different type of platforms available. You can just check it out. And then now let we move on to the data science part. So introduction, nothing but it's a study of data, the medium, that is data from the cloud. We can download the data set. We need to do some analyze with that data set. So that is important, right? So for that purpose we are using a data science. So data science involving like developing method like recording or storing or analyzing the data, if it efficiently extract the useful information goal, and data science to gain the data. Okay, so data will be in a structured form or unstructured form when you are downloading from the sensor. So we need to convert those data into a structured form. If it is unstructured form also, we need to use some other algorithm like k-means or any other. Okay, so that is the data science part. So here you can see the data science will be applicable for both statistical purpose and data in. Why? Because data science is applicable for all the domains like machine learning or deep learning or hacking and coding or statistic or data engineer or traditional research or substantive experts for marketing related also we are using the data science. Okay, so what are the applications we are going to see in data science means like first one security, and then supports. Okay, security and supports, and then finance, and then Skype translator. Okay, so Skype translator, finance and sports and security. So these are the major area we are covering and applications of data science. Okay, then next one, important libraries and tools for data science. The first one is numerical Python. So generally they will call it as a NumPy. Numerical Python is nothing but they have some mathematical calculation and some like array values. Using those array values we can do with the mathematical calculation or matrix multiplication like that, and that is the one of the important package, not only for data science, even for deep learning and machine learning and any other domain also. NumPy is basic package we need to use. And scikit-learn is the package. It's also called as a sklearn, and it mostly used for machine learning purpose. So machine learning, if you want to do with any other algorithm, you need to use this type of data set. And then pandas. So pandas is one of the major useful application for data frame type of data sets. So if you are downloading the dataset from even in ThinkSpeak cloud or any other IoT cloud, we will have a dataset in the form of data frame only. So if you want to read those dataset to your coding part means we need to use pandas. And matplotlib mainly used to plot the graph. Matplotlib with Seaborn, we have another one package also, that is one of the major package. We can combination of these two, we can plot the graph variety and visualized also in graphical manner, and then we will use TensorFlow and Keras for deep learning purpose of algorithms. Okay, so these are the major package we are using for data science. Let we enter into the session. Okay, so how we can work with, if you are familiar with Jupyter notebook using Anaconda Navigator, you can use your Jupyter notebook. But if you are not familiar with the Jupyter notebook, you can use Google Collab. So I will tell you how we can open the Google Collab and how we need to import the dataset into the Google Colab, and then how we will check and use the data science part in Google Colab. I will tell you now. So those who are not download the dataset, you can download the dataset in description link. Okay, so in description link we have a dataset named feed.csv and then test.csv. so these two dataset only we are using. If we have another any dataset in that link, you don't need to download, otherwise we are not using that dataset. We are using only feed.csv and test.csv. so after downloading, what we have to do means, I will tell you, just to follow the steps. So first I am opening the Google. Okay, Google search engine. I am opening the Google search engine. Here, after opening the Google search engine, if you wanna follow, you also can follow. After you are searching the Google, search Google and then Google Colab. Okay, so just to search it for Google Colab, then click this notebook option into the next page. Click this notebook option in next page, then it will be enter into the new tab. So here you can create your new notebook file. So we need totally two files. One is dataset, another one is new notebook file. So dataset we already collected from the we downloaded from the online itself. Now what we have to do means, we need to analyze those dataset. So if you want to analyze those dataset means, you need to use some Python file to analyze those dataset. So for that purpose I am creating a new notebook. In new notebook only I will try to analyze the dataset. So after opening this page, just click file, new notebook. After you clicking that new notebook option, then automatically it will be enter into this area. Okay, so just wait a minute. Okay, enter into the next this area. So here we will have an untitled IPYNB file called as a notebook file. So using this notebook file only we are going to build our data science part. So we will do it now. So after downloading the dataset, you have to do these things. So first you can do it. And then sklearn import SVM. So SVM algorithm and CBON as SNS. So these are the packages we are going to import for our so first of all I need to give the introduction to how we can use the Google Colab. So Google Colab will be run like cell by cell type only. So first you can write some code in the first cell and you can run, and then in next cell you can write some code and then you can run the cell. So like this, line by line you can execute the code, and like that you can execute the code. But if you take C or C++ program or Java program, you need to compile all the code lines, right? But here totally is different. We will if we get the error also, we will comes to know where we exactly get an error. So that is one of the main advantage of notebook file. Okay, so here some of the package. So pandas to read the input, numpy to numerical python and matplotlib to plot a graph So these are the things we can do using our. So first of all, I imported the data set, so you also import it. It's important. Okay, after you import it, if you wanna create a new line of the cell, new cell, if you wanna create, means you can use this icon to create a new cell. Okay, so like this you can create a new cell. So you can type the code. If you want to run the cell, just click that cell and then use this icon. You click this icon, automatically this particular cell will be run and a particular cell will be execute and give the output. If you are print any statement, means it will be give the output. If you are not printing, means it will won't give anything. Okay, so this is the way you can do with Google Collab. And if you wanna delete this particular cell also, we can use this delete option and delete the cell. Okay, so this is the way you can create your Google Collab file and you can work on with your Google Collab file. And one thing, this Google Collab file will be saved automatically in your Google Drive. Okay, so if you once you create a new notebook, the new notebook file will be automatically created in your Google Collab file. But one thing, if you are uploading any data set, okay, so if you are uploading any data set, for example, I am uploading the data set of this one, feed and test, which I have given in my description link. If I upload this data set to my Google Colab, it's a temporary. Okay, so if you are uploading anything, means it's a temporary. But if you are uploading in your Google Drive, then after uploading it in Google Drive, if you are mount your drive and then read your data set, means it will be a permanent. Okay, so here I am using temporary type only. First I am selecting the data set of 2 data set. Okay, we don't need to select also, just click this icon, uploading option icon, here you have, right? So after you type this code line, just click file option, then you will be get this 3 icons. Select the first icon and then go to downloads, and then here you have a data set of 2 data set. You can click the 2 data set and then open it. Okay, so after you done this one, automatically your 2 data set will be uploaded in our Google Colab. So now it's ready to read, but first of all we need to see what is the data set means. Okay, so here I am opening the data set, because if you are developing any machine learning or deep learning or data science project, we need to know about data set, that is important. Okay, so here you can see here we have a attributes, so that is date, which date it's created, and entry ID, what are the entry ID we have, and then temperature we give. So the data set is collected from the temperature sensor. After collecting from the temperature sensor, here I am having a target value. So the target value is nothing but based upon the temperature, we having the whether it's a maximum or minimum temperature. So we have a target value. So this is called supervised learning and classification type of data set. Okay, so if you have an target label in your data set, that is supervised learning. If you don't have target label in your data set, that is called unsupervised learning. Okay, so if you have a target label in your data set, it's a supervised learning. Okay, but in supervised learning, so I am taking the temperature column. Okay, so for that purpose, what you have to do means I am using a data and then temperature. So the variable which I am using, that is the name which here it's placed, we need to give this variable here also, name here also, then only it will be read, otherwise. So here I am printing the temperature. So we taken the particular temperature data into a temp variable. So now we can temperature using matplotlib. So I will show you how we can plot the graph. So here I am using the temperature variable. After that I am using a marker. Marker is nothing but O. Okay. Otherwise, if you want a marker as a star also, we can give star. Then it will be each and every point will be displayed as a star. Then here I will give color. Okay, so color is equal to black. Color is equal to black. Then line width. So here I will give line width is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the way you can give your things. Line, code line means you will be get a graph. I am getting an attribute error, no property line width. So line width spelling is mistake. So this is the data which I have in temperature column. So all the temperature column data will be displayed as a star. So if you wanna see in round, that is dot symbol, you can use the marker, change the marker into O, you will be get as a like this dot values. So like this way you can change the marker and display the output. But if you wanna change the color also, we can change. Instead of black you can give green, then you will be get an output like this. Okay, so like this way you can do with your data set. Okay, so here nothing I am doing, just I am taking the temperature column into an temperature column into an one variable, then I am just plotting the graph. Okay, so this is the way you can take, but I think most of the persons will be some doubt with the count value. Okay, x-axis is nothing but count value. So overall count of your temperature is 83, right? Overall count value of your temperature is 83. So here I am having 0 to 83. Then y-axis is temperature. Y-axis is temperature. So temperature of your plotting graph. Okay, so this is the thing about x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so if you wanna give, I think we have okay, so this is the way we can do with graph analysis. And next one we have like target column. So here not one thing, if you wanna develop any data science project or machine learning or deep learning project, we don't need to take all the columns, because created at and entry ID, this and all unwanted column, unimportant column, right? So using this column we can't do anything, we can't predict even temperature also. This is the waste column, right? So you don't need to take the unwanted unimportant column for training your machine learning algorithm or plotting the graphs and all. So you need to take some important column. So here in our data set, what is the important column is temperature and target value. Okay, so temperature and target value is the important column in my data set. So that's why I am taking the temperature first and I am plotting the graph. Next I will take the target value, okay, then I will plot the graph. Okay, so how means it's easy using C-born. Okay, so before graph using PLT I am plot the graph, but now I am using a C-born. C-born is also another one type of plotting graph library package. So here I am using a count plot. Okay, so count plot is one of the function. Here I am using the count plot, and I am using here name of which I want to plot. I need to plot the target column. So target T capital, that is important. So TARGET. Okay, target column. Then after that I need to pass the data. So here the data will be stored in the data only, right? Here data is the parameter of the count plot. Okay, so data is the parameter of the count plot. So I am using here data. So what is the use of this parameter is in which variable the target is saved. Okay, so in which variable the target is saved, if your check means in data variable only, right? So if you are using here def or your name means you need to use here your name. Okay, so data is equal to data, but here we take it as a data only. So I given data. So now I am executing this cell. I will be get an output of like this, how many maximum value and how many minimum value in my data set. Okay, so how many maximum value, how many minimum value in my data set. Using this count plot we can check even if your data set in the form of object type also. So this is the one of the important one, right? So if you have object types, sometimes some graphs will be not plot the graph, but here we can plot the graph if you are having even object type also. So totally we have maximum 16, that is maximum value have total we have 16, and minimum totally we have more than 20 only. Okay, so this is the uses of count plot. But if you want to change this target, okay, for example I am giving y is equal to target here. If I run this cell, my graph is changing, right? So defaultly it will be taken x-axis, defaultly it will be taken x-axis. If you are giving any data, it will be taken as a x-axis as the target, and then automatically it will be analyzed the y-axis. But here if I mention mandatorily y-axis, actually it changed into y-axis as a max and minimum. Here we have a count value. Okay, so that is the use of giving here x, y. Okay, so if you are not giving here y, automatically it will be returns to x-axis. Okay, so this is the way you can plot the graph using count plot. Okay, and now everything is done. Okay, so plotting the graph and then plotting the things, but only one thing till now I didn't tell, how we can change this object type into an integer. Okay, so the plotting of graphs easily we can understandable, but converting this is somewhat difficult. Now I will tell you to you, okay, how we can do. Then it will be definitely useful for you for your, if you are analyzing with data science means. Okay, so if you want to convert like this, so not one thing, the thing which I am telling you is for like this, minimum, maximum, or true or false, or low, high, medium, like that. If you have an column means we can convert easily by using which I am telling the next. You can use that idea and you can convert it. But if you have an like this type of only and string only a string data. Okay, so if you want to convert those string data into an integer data, means the process is different, because we need to use natural language processing and then vectorizing back and forth and all. So that is difficult if you wanna convert all the string value as a machine readable. But here if you have a like this cluster, minimum or maximum false, means we can easily convert. So that is the idea here I am showing to you. Okay, so just to check it out, first I am using from sklearn. So sklearn is the package to do some pre-processing or to do some, to use sklearn package. And then here I am using the pre-processing steps, pre-processing class, and then importing label encoder. Okay, so main package to converting your column into an this one. Okay, here I am importing the label encoder package. After importing the label encoder package using lab, I am saving my label encoder function. After saving the label encoder function, I am using a data. The data, that is, I am creating a new column. Okay, so new column is new target column. I am creating a new target column. Okay, that is I am converting the target column into an zeros and ones. So I am creating a new column name, the new target column name, and then using lab I am transforming the object type into an integer type. So I am using a transform some function and I am passing the target. Okay, so this is the code for converting the object type into an integer type. So here I am running this shell. After running the shell, it's executed properly. Then if you are so displaying the output of your dataset, means you will be get an output with new target value. So see here, new target value here we have. So defaultly in our dataset only this only, but here I am creating a new one, new target column. So I am converting this maximum as a 0, maximum as a 0, and maximum as a 0, then minimum as a 1. Okay, so now I need to take, if you want to train the machine learning algorithm, you can take the temperature and new target column to train and test the machine learning model. Okay, so this is the way you can convert your maximum target column, object column into an integer column. So if you are checking the information data dot, you will be get an output like this. Okay, so you will be get an output new target column as an integer column. So now we can drop this column easily. Okay, using drop function. In defaultly it's available. Drop is the function data. Okay, so here how we can drop means, for example, I need to drop this target column. This old target column I don't need because I created a new target columns. I need to drop that old target column, means you can use like this. You need to give the target column name and then axis equal to 1. Okay, so then again you can save it in new variable. Then if you print the new variable data dot head, here you can see there is no old target, I have only a new target. Okay, so this one dropped. So this is the way you can drop your column using the drop function. Okay, so that's it guys about the today's session. I hope everybody will understood about the session and everybody understood how we can how we can read the data set and how we can plot the graphs and all. So the certificate so the certificate links will be available in description. You please check it out. And then I need to tell you another thing about internships. Technical training internships are going on, okay, for 5 days. So it starts from the 3rd August till it's going on, okay. So if you want to register, you can register for it. Its program is conducted by IETE. You will get a certificate with IETE logo. And then we have another one, Pantech internship program, that is with IIT only, but 15 days internship program, okay. So if you want to join, you can join these domains. So this is for 1600 per student for IIT members, 1750 for non-IIT members, okay. So if you want to contact and if you want to register for this internship, you can contact Senthil Kumar and Mr. Srinivasan and Mr. Kumarasamy. They will help you for your registration purpose, internship registration purpose. And if you need like this webinar for your college, you also contact the same 3 persons. They will help you. And if you have any doubt regarding this webinar, you can contact me on hyd.java@pantechmail.com. If you need further more information